Over the past week, archbishops, bishops, and priests from the Antilles Episcopal Conference of Bishops gathered in beautiful Nassau, Bahamas for their 68th annual plenary meeting to discuss pastoral initiatives and other matters concerning the AEC. Now, let's hear key takeaways from four of the participants.
It's always a delight to be gathered together as bishops of the Antilles Episcopal Conference, and there's always quite a bit on the agenda. So it's been a good time, busy time. I believe we had a wonderful opening liturgy at the cathedral. We had 2 days of reflection. And then we had a business session beginning on Tuesday. And consequently, we were able to cover quite a bit of ground. I think one of the main highlights, of course, is focusing on the various needs of the churches across our conference, the various dioceses and archdioceses, but also doing it within the context of bearing in mind that we're in the midst of a synod focused on synodality and focusing on the whole idea of gathering the entire people of God together in one effort to express our faith and to live that faith.
Well, hello. My name is John Prasad, and I'm serving as the Bishop of Mandeville in Jamaica, an Apostolic Administrator of Montego Bay. I've joined with the other bishops of the Antilles Episcopal Conference in our annual plenary this week here in Bahamas, and how wonderful it was, or is, because we're not yet finished. The space has been great. It has really created an atmosphere of relaxation for me anyway. We're right on the beach. It's everybody has been so gracious to us here in the Bahamas, so that's great. In terms of our actual meeting, I think it was really historical in one sense. I don't know enough of the history, but I think it might be the first time we actually had a woman in Sister Julie Peters guiding our retreat and study day this time. And that, I think, was a really poignant moment for me, other than the fact that she was really very good. So that's one of my highlights that I would take away. The other thing I think that really is striking for me in this APM is that there is a sense of communion among the bishops, a sense of that we are different and yet unified as bishops of the Conference of the Antilles. So that whole experience, and that comes in different ways, how we have been able to discuss and share on very important topics, and yet come to a place where we can find a unity or a clarity in our thought. I also felt that in terms of our moments of prayer together and our moments of sharing meal together. So all in all, I think that experience of unity, community, and communion as a conference has been fantastic. We look forward to the rest of our time here as we bring this APM 2024 to a close.
Hello, I'm Brother David. I'm the Archbishop of Fort-de-France in Martinique, France. So you asked me what are the claims of my retreat with Sister Julie and the Bishop and Archbishop of the AEC. And when I arrived, I was late and I discovered the first lesson on a paper. And I read that lesson, and immediately I caught the difference from transformation and judgment. And I didn't never think about that. The transformation as something very inner, deeper, and the judgment something with that is external, the judgment of things around. And immediately reading this lesson, and when I arrived in a discussion in the spiritual discussion as the synodal journey, and immediately I feel very understood by the person. I didn't meet Sister Julie, and I feel understood by this lesson, this notion of transformation and changement. So this is the first thing I've catch, and it changed something in me. It changed something in my reflection immediately. as if the Holy Spirit and the Lord were waiting for me. After that, I have. She talked about another thing about the synodal journey. She talked about the safety, psychological safety, and I have to confess that it is something I was thinking about for a long time, but I haven't found the true word, the good word for this situation in the church where priests, bishops, and lay people in responsibility, don't feel absolutely safe with the people around in the family of church. And we need really to build a synodal journey. We need to build a psychological, spiritual, fraternally safety. So people in the church could be very safe when they arrive, able to make a mistake, for example, and to get pardon, able to welcome people, to welcome brothers and sisters, and not with this feeling of many people and many young people, the feeling to be judged when they arrive in the church. In the Caribbean, it is a particular thing because we live in little Iceland. We live in little island. We live in a little town. And when someone is going to the church, anybody knows this person. So, if you don't feel safety, you think people are looking as I'm wearing, what clothes I'm wearing. People are looking if I'm going to communion or not, etc., etc. So this is a wonderful challenge for us as a pastor to build this safety, psychological safety for the synodal journey.
Hi, my name is Bishop Robert Elianos. I am the Bishop of St. John's Bastia in the Northern Leeward Islands. I would like to share with you my experience of our APM meeting in Bahamas over this past week. Some of the key experiences during my time here have been, of course, the relationship development, the relationship growth among the bishops, the times we spent in deep discussions and prayer, which have led us to become, closer in our way of thinking, in our way of doing things, in our way of understanding the needs of the Church of the Caribbean. And during this time, we spent a lot of time trying to do discernment of understanding what the Spirit is saying to the churches of the Caribbean. And so I think this time was a very fruitful time. We were able to come to some important decisions regarding the future of the church in the Caribbean and where we would like to go. Part of our experience was our one-day retreat and one-day workshop at the beginning of our meeting. And there we did a lot on the synodal process and coming to a deeper understanding of what's required, what's necessary for that synodal process to be successful. And so we learned a lot about, creating psychological space for each other and for those in our care in the church, creating a time and space for the synodal experience to take effect among the church population and the Caribbean people. And then we did a workshop on some of the methods that will facilitate this and allow this to happen smoothly and well. So I think it was a very fruitful week, and I look forward to the outcome of our week's meeting.
It was very humbling, and it was also an honor to be able to give the retreat to the bishops. I believe that the one who gives a retreat also makes a retreat, and that has always been true for me. So it allowed me to really pray and internalize what I was going to share, and I was able to connect with the bishops from the perspective of I truly believe, that the synodal process is not a pastoral activity, is not something that we have to do, but the synodal process is really something that we have to become, is attitudes we have to take on. The attitude of listening, the attitude of welcoming people so that they can participate, the hospitality that we have to offer so that we can make the connection, and the faith that we have to have in each other, and the trust that we have to have in each other, and obviously the faith and trust that we have to have in God, that we are walking this journey together, because synodality is about walking together. So it's walking together. And I felt the experience with the bishops, we were walking together. You know, I asked them, could I call you brothers rather than bishop? And that was significant for me. It was significant for me because it didn't put me in a different space than where they are, and I felt it didn't put them in a different space from where I am. We are brothers and sisters in the church, working for the church, and as we walk together, we try to build a future for the church. The future is already here, as our Holy Father says. You know, we have to grow into the consciousness of it, and we have to walk. The world has changed completely. The world is changing completely. And what is going on in the world right now really need a very different response. We cannot answer new situations with old solutions. We have to look at what this era is calling us to. And even though it's difficult, we have to remember that God is with us. And as Jeremiah the prophet says, I know the plans I have for you, not to destroy you, but a plan to give you a future. And I deeply believe that. And that is what I try to share with the bishops, even though they know that, but it's to encourage them on that journey. So that's basically what it is.